I don't know about you all, but I grew up, and granted, my parents were awesome. Dad was an air traffic controller, retired from the Air Force. Mom was a banker. I grew up in San Antonio. And so my parents raised me in it's kind of a weird dichotomy, a strict home, but yet a progressive home. Mom and Dad were kind of, Mom was a business professional in the 70s, which that was not the norm for a woman, much less a Hispanic woman. My father was the president of the PATCO union, which was the union for the air traffic controllers. And on August 3rd, 1981, my father led a union to, for the first time, go on strike against the United States government and told Ronald Reagan what he could do with his Rose Garden. Ronald Reagan, in turn, told my father what he was going to do with the Rose Garden and proceeded to fire my father on the spot. Now, I don't know if you all have ever been standing next to your hero, which in case my deal, I was 14, my father, and you watch him get fired in front of the entire country. And you watch your hero's knees buckle. All right, that's a hell of a deal. That's what I grew up in, a house like that. Somebody who actually stood up to the most powerful man in the Western Hemisphere, the President of the United States, and a woman who was leading her own charge. Well, there was me, there was my little sister, my little brother. I'm the oldest of the family. And they raised us, having grown up in the west side of San Antonio, my parents did. They moved us to the north side, all of the Jeffersons, and we moved to where I was the Hispanic in the neighborhood. I was the Hispanic at my school. My father used to get so upset with me because all I dated was white girls, white women. All I've married is white women. And my father would look at me and go, "What the hell's wrong with you? Why don't you date the Hispanics?" I'm like, "What, you want me to date my sister?" Well, that's all she's it, and she's 6 years younger than me, So that was my upbringing. And so so it was this weird balance of, you had the culture, you had the strict rules of a Hispanic culture, but at the same time, my parents came of age in the 60s and the 70s, and they were teaching my sister, my brother, and I that, hey, you can do anything. So it was this weird kind of dance as growing up as I was, that I was going through. It was like, you kind of just like one step in, one step, okay, I'm not supposed to do that, but wait a minute, I can do anything. Back and forth. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, trying to grow up. So my parents raised me in this strict environment. I guess the best way I could paint the picture is, I didn't mow, for you men in the room, you can probably imagine this. I didn't mow my first lawn until I was 13 years old. I know there's a lot of fellas in here, that was almost like a rite of passage. You would watch your dad mow the yard, and you were just like, man, when do I get to mow the yard? My father was like, oh, hell to the no, because you're an idiot, and you're going to just mow off your foot, So we're not going to have that. So I didn't mow the lawn until I was 13, and even then, my father literally would walk with me, row by row as I'm mowing the backyard. And I'm like, dude, I got this. He's like, no, you're going to screw up, and I don't want to have to answer to your mother. Another thing was that, I grew up in this portion of San Antonio where we were just down the road from Medina Lake and Canyon Lake. And all my classmates, all my buddies, they would go there every weekend, and they're like, hey, Pudge, you're going to come with us, right, man? We're going to go over to Canyon Lake. I was like, man, I can't. My parents won't let me. Or I grew up in the house where my friends would go, hey, man, you want to come over, spend the night? We're going to play Dungeons and Dragons and listen to Kiss albums. And I was like, no, I can't, man. My parents don't let me go anywhere to spend the night. If any of you want to spend the night at my house, go, and you can play Dungeons and Dragons in my room, and we'll listen to the Kiss albums. But I can't go outside because my parents fear I'm an idiot and I will do something stupid. So because of that, once again, you can do whatever you want, but don't do it right now because you're too stupid. So I'm like, okay, So the guys would come over and spend the night at my house and spend the weekend there. While there, man, they loved my parents' house. Mom would make breakfast. The Holiday Inn would be jealous, man. It was an amazing breakfast. Dad would let us listen to his Rolling Stone albums, and we had, the video games on the TV and cable, and Mom and Dad would let us stay up as late as we wanted. It was the weekend. It wasn't a school night. Have fun. So all the guys were like, dude, your house is awesome, man. At my house, we don't get to stay up late, even if it is a Saturday night. My mom makes me drink milk at every meal. It's a whole different, it was just weird thing. So I'm over here going, well, all I know is I don't want to get the third degree from Mom and Dad for everything I do. Now, keep in mind, I'm 15 years old and I get a driver's permit. a weird thing. I'm so busy because I have extracurricular activities. I'm involved in the student council. I'm the editor of the newspaper and the yearbook at my school. I play football. I'm doing all this stuff. Mom and dad, they're working. They don't have time to drive me to all this stuff. Mom grows a brain. You know what? They got this thing when you're 15, you can get a driver's permit, you can drive yourself. I'm like, okay, is this a trick? I mean, I'm 15 and I can drive myself, and then all of a sudden, dad shows up with a car. There you go. There. Now your mom and I don't have to drive you wherever you want to go. I was like, okay. But then the rule was, you can only drive to school and back. Or because now that we have a 15-year-old driving, you now can go to the grocery store, get me a pack of cigs, and come back. Now I don't have to. That's my dad's thinking, right? So here I am, but loose and fancy-free, but yet restricted. Can't do much. Being confined. The rub is that my parents also were amazing at doing interrogation. Guantanamo had nothing on my parents. All right, because here's the deal. If I would go to my mom, now understand something. Because dad got fired by Reagan, now all of a sudden we're like, yeeks, we need some cash in this house. So I'm coming of age, and my mom goes, look, if you're thinking you're going to get any money from us to go to the football game, you got to come up with your own. So on my very first job, I was 14 years old. I lied on an application. I think the statute of limitations is passed, so I can tell the story. I applied for a bag boy position at HEB. I was 14 years old. On the application, I told them I was 16. The problem was that I was this size. So the people thought I was 18. So they were like, really? You're only 16? And I'm over here going, dude, I'm only 14. But yeah, I'm 16. Well, man, we thought, you know what? And so I get hired. So I'm a bag boy at the age of 14. So at 14 years old, I'm walking around with cash in my pocket. The only freshman at John Marshall High School in San Antonio that's got cash in his pocket that is his. But remember how I told you that dichotomy of loose but strict. So I got money, but the parents are saying, hang on. Yeah, you have money, but you will tell us what you're spending that money on. All right? Don't just think you're going to go all willy-nilly and go out and buy whatever you want. No, you need to tell us. So for instance, if I was all of a sudden, I grow up brain and go, hey mom, I want to go to Jack in the Box. And, oh really? Well, how are you going to get there, young man? Well, if it's okay with you, mom, I'd like to drive the car. Well, wait a minute, he's going to, okay, well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you can do it. My dad would all of a sudden chime up, yeah, go ahead and give me a jumbo jack, give me a Coke, and all of a sudden, the family's, my sister would run out, I want 2 tacos, and my brother, whatever. So everybody's all of a sudden got an order. So all of a sudden, now I got a long list of an order, because that's how it was a give and take. Okay, we know where you're going. We know what you're spending the money on. Even though it's your money, we know what you're spending the money on. But that's okay. Go there, come back, don't deviate. Don't be a typical teenager, try to be sneaky and go visit your friends. In fact, we know how long it takes to get to Jack in the Box and back. We know how long the order's going to take. We'll be clocking you. All right, I got this. Now, if I go there, hang on, Pudge, what are you getting? Just getting a jumbo jack, 2 tacos, and a Coke. All right, go. It's like the clock was on, boom, right? So off I go. Now, if I was to grow a brain in the drive-thru and go, I don't feel like tacos. You know what? I'm just going to get the jumbo jack and the Coke. Well, if I came home without the tacos, once again, Guantanamo. Strip me of my clothes, sit me down in a chair, tie me down, get a lamp, white hot spotlight. Where did the tacos go? Who did you give them to? You went someplace, didn't you? You went and visited one of your friends. You gave them their tacos. What's her name? What is her? That came from my mother, of course. What's her name? I'm like, I changed my mind. That's all I did. All right, give me the receipt. Give me the money. Let's make sure the change works out, Alfred. That was my father. Make sure the change works out. Meanwhile, my sister, did you bring the tacos? No, I didn't bring tacos. I changed my mind. Damn it. So that's the world I grew up in. I have a buddy of mine that we're still friends. We've known each other since the 6th grade, since we were 11 years old. My mom calls him Eddie Haskell. I call him Jerry. For those of you that are too young, Eddie Haskell lived in Beaver, okay? And he was that kid. He was Eddie Haskell. He was always, and somehow I would be the one that got the blame. He'd come up with it. He'd suggest it. He'd make it happen. I'd catch Guantanamo. Right? Because somehow my parents knew I was the one who put him up to it because he was such a sweet little boy. I'm like, it wasn't me, it was him. And of course, all of a sudden, Jerry would get quiet. He came up with it. He was very rambunctious, very boisterous. He came up with whatever the situation was. I'm the one who paid the consequences. One day, he calls me up and he says, dude, there's a concert coming to town. We got to go. I'm like, are you high? Now, of course, I already know where he's coming from. He knows the only way he's going to get to go to that concert is through me because I have the car. The 15-year-old has the car. I'm like, are you nuts, dude? If I can't even go to the grocery store without being interrogated, you think mom and dad are going to let me drive all the way to downtown San Antonio to the Hemisphere Arena to watch a concert? Ain't happening. Well, he's in my ear. Jingle it, man, we gotta go. Let's do this, man. It's gonna be a great concert. You can't miss the concert. I'm like, dude, I ain't making it happen. Well, of course, he comes and spends the night this one Friday. Spends the whole weekend at the house. He had ulterior motives. He picks a moment in front of my parents going, hey, Pudge, we going to the concert or not? And I'm like, shut the hell up. No, I haven't even brought it up to mom and dad. I wasn't even going to bring it up to mom and dad. Why put myself through that kind of misery? So mom, of course, immediately, Dumbo ears pops up. What concert? So well, mom, there's a concert coming to town. Well, which one? So I tell her, and she's like, oh, that sounds fun. So I'm looking at her and go, well, yeah, it will be fun. And I said, can I go? And she says, sure. She says, yeah, I'll be happy to take you boys to the concert. So, of course, Jerry, he's there like, oh, because he wanted the car. I knew he had ideas. But mom being mom, she knew how to play this. Luce, I'll let you go to the concert because it was a school night, but I will drive you there and I will pick you up after the concert. That way, no shenanigans. So she gives clearance. Dad from the bedroom, yeah, you can go. Thank you. All right, cool. Everybody's in. So now, night of show. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm getting ready to, mom's getting ready to take me. We got to pick up Jerry at his house. And so even though it's my money, even though I worked hard for it at HEB, it wasn't, once again, like I was going to go spend my own money. So I had to ask mom. I was like, hey, mom, can I take a 20? Because I want to buy a T-shirt at the concert. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that sounds great. That'll be fun. I was like, wow, that was easy. I was like, all right, thank you. So once again, I had to even ask permission to be able to use my own money. But that made sense in the house I grew up in. Because now, though, I knew I was on the hook because $20 buys you a T-shirt. I better see a T-shirt when you come back to the car after the show. So we pick up Jerry. We drive all the way downtown San Antonio, Hemisphere Arena. Mom drops us off in the front of the arena. And she says, all right, boys, have fun. Have a great time. I'll see you after the show. All right, thanks, Mom. Woo. Off she goes. So now we're walking to the entrance. Now thousands of kids are walking into the arena, the Hemisphere Arena, to see this concert. And I'm kind of excited because it's like a rite of passage. When you see those coming-of-age movies, it's just like, wow, I can't believe my parents. I mean, they won't let me mow the lawn. They won't let me go to the lake. But they brought me to the arena in downtown San Antonio, the 7th largest city in the country. Whatever could go wrong, right? So we're walking up, and all sensory overload. I can't believe there's no parents, and it's me and Jerry. And Jerry's just like, hey, woo, because he was accustomed to this kind of behavior. Me, I was like, don't screw up. Right at that moment, on cue, guy walks up, hey, man, you got tickets? And so, I said, yeah, I got a ticket. I'm like trying to walk past him. It's awkward. He's like, no, man, what tickets you got? Because I've got 2 tickets. You two look like you need tickets. What tickets you got? And so Jerry, of course, hey, we're up in the upper deck, man, 3rd row. And the guy's like, oh, man, those tickets suck, man. You need my tickets. I got 2 tickets for you. And meanwhile, I'm like, every horror movie that my parents painted for me over the past 15 years is now happening the first time I've been allowed to be on my own. And I'm like, so I'm just trying to grab Jerry, like, let's go. And he's like, hey, well, hey. So Jerry's like, well, what tickets you got? And I'm like, I don't care what tickets he has. We just need to go inside. I spend my $20 on a T-shirt, see the concert, go home, safe. No Guantanamo. Jerry's there going, hey, man, what tickets you got? Daddy asked. So the guy goes, man, check it out, man. Front row, mezzanine. So my ears go, huh? Front row? Whoa, hang on. What do you mean front row, mezzanine? He's like, man, these tickets are so hot. I tell you what, man, you guys will be in the front row and right there, right by the stage. No chairs, no seats in front of you, no people in front of you. All there is a railing. You'll be able to kick back, put your feet up on the railing, and enjoy the show. And you'll be able to high-five the singer. So now I'm kind of like, oh, man, that sounds rather interesting. So then Jerry, of course, because he's taking lead, he goes, well, how much for those? And I'm like, dude, this guy's going to want gazillions of dollars, and all I got is a 20. So Jerry says, all he's got is pointing at me. He goes, he's got a 20, I got a 20. And I'm like, dude, even I knew. It was like, dude, you don't tell him what you got. Because sure enough, guess what? The guy goes, well, I tell you what, man, you give me your tickets and those 20s you got, and I'll give you my seats. Jerry goes, done. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even have control over this situation. All of a sudden, I've got front row mezzanine, not bad, but you just took my 20. How am I going to crap a T-shirt between now and the time Mom picks me up in the front? So but I was kind of like, it was kind of this weird feeling, a coming of age of like, wow, I just kind of did something rebellious, something, you know what? I didn't have parent permission from my parents, and that was kind of cool. Not only that, but dude, I'm sitting front row mezzanine if these tickets are real. So we walk in, and sure enough, oh my God, we were right by the stage. I mean, my original seats are like, oh, way down there was the band. These seats, boom. There they are, right there. There's the band. I can't believe it. I mean, I literally, like you said, I could high five. We watched the concert. I had my feet up on the railings. They're playing their hits. I'm having a ball. Now, this is the greatest concert. Now, in the back of my head, though, I'm going, man, there's going to be hell to pay. This is going to suck. The drive home, when I get home, I'm already ready to like strip down. I already know the chair. I'm ready for the floodlights to hit me, ready for whatever the torture scene is going to be on where did my $20 go. But you know what? This show's awesome. I'm going to enjoy myself. So to hell with it. I'm coming of age. So I enjoyed the show. Now afterwards, I'm like, I don't even have a 20. I don't even have $1 for a T-shirt. What am I going to tell Mom? So the show's over, and now I start doing Dead Man Walking. Because as much fun as I had with the concert now, I was like, can we make this corridor even longer? Because I do not want to get to Mom's car. Sure enough, I walk there, and Mom's, here I am. And I'm like, oh, this is going to suck. So we walk in, we get in the car, and my mother, God bless her, so how was the show? Oh, it was great, Mom. We had a ball. It was tons of fun. Hey, Pudge, this from the back seat, tell her what we did, man. Tell her what we did. I'm like, dude, shut the hell up, man. So my mom, what'd you do? What'd you do? Well, Mom, so in my head, I'm like, you know what? Let's just rip that Band-Aid off. We're in. Let's do this. I said, well, here's what happened, Mom. As soon as you dropped this off, your innocent son here, minding his own business, was assaulted by a man with long hair and a goatee, and he offered to sell me a ticket for $20 and the original ticket, and we ended up sitting front row mezzanine right by the stage. I was able to high-five the singer. Wow, that's incredible. What a fun story. You really did that? And I'm just like, my life is passing before my eyes. And Jerry back there, all of a sudden, he ain't got a word to say. Eddie Haskell. All of a sudden, nothing. He puts it out there, and now he's going to hide in the back seat of the Oldsmobile. So I go, yeah, Mom, pretty incredible. But well, did you have fun? Yeah, man, Mom, we had a ball. It was awesome. I couldn't believe it. She goes, well, that's great. I said, yeah, but Mom, I wasn't able to get a T-shirt. Oh, well, that's okay. It looks like you had a really good time. Jerry, she's looking at her review. Did you have a good time, Jerry? Yes, ma'am. Had a wonderful time. And so I'm just like, okay. And I was like, wow, this woman is pure evil. She's being so nice right now and is literally counting the minutes until she can drop Jerry off so that the interrogation can begin. So sure enough, we get to Jerry's house, drop him off. He runs into the house, all wee. His life's golden. I'm in hell. So I'm waiting. So we're driving to our house, and still nothing from Mom. I'm like, man, this woman is evil. She's going to wait till we get in the house, till Dad's with her, and they're just going to tag team the hell out of it. Right? So I get in the house, and once again, I'm dead. I'm a dead man. I'm never going to see my high school again. This is it. I'm never going to see Jack in the Box again. Never going to see H-E-B again. Nothing. This is the night. How did he die? He died. He went to a concert. This is how he died, and didn't buy a T-shirt. So I go in there, and I went to the chair. It was the chair at our kitchen table. It was the chair that for many decades, between myself, my little sister, my little brother, that is where we got Guantanamo'd. So I even sat in the chair, and I waited. Sure enough, Dad comes out. I'm like, oh, here we go. And so I'm waiting, and so how was the show? He said he had fun. Not only that, but they bought different tickets, and they went and sat in the front row of the mezzanine, and he was able to high-five the singer. And I'm just like, oh, this woman is killing me. This is pure evil right here. I'm ready for Dad. This is going to be a historical night. We're making the 5, 6, and 10 news tomorrow. This is going to be good. And then Dad goes, wow. He says, wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Did you have fun? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. And he walked back into the bedroom. Mom went into the kitchen. I'm sitting there in my underwear, ready to get interrogated. Like, I was ready for this. What the hell happened here? I want to be interrogated. Somebody better be interrogating me because I didn't get to enjoy the show the full way because half of my brain was knowing that this was going to happen. Where did it go? I want to be interrogated. Hello? Anyone? And my sister walks by me and she goes, hey, way to pull that off. And she kept walking. I'm like, what the hell happened? And it was at that moment I realized, wow, I think I just had that moment where I went from being that little boy that couldn't mow the lawn, couldn't go to the lake, couldn't go spend the night someplace else, couldn't go to Jack in the Box without matching the exact order. And all of a sudden it was like I realized my parents kind of took me through a test. All right, now that I'm a parent myself and a grandparent, I know what they did. They went into the bedroom going, all right, do we let this idiot go to the concert or not? And the other one's going, I don't know. What do you think's going to happen? Is he going to die? I don't think he's going to die. Horse, maybe a scrape on the forehead. Nothing we can't fix. So let's see what he does. Let's see if he can pass the test. Because if he passes this test, that means then we can send him to Walmart and he can do a bigger list than just the H-E-B list. So, they're like, obviously it's on their end of selfishness. They're just looking to see the less trips they got to make, right? So at that time I realized, wow, I think I'm coming of age and I passed a test. I've escaped from the adolescent child, little boo-boo bear there. So all of a sudden now I was like, hey, I got a car, I got a job, and I got a concert. Now, if you're wondering, how does this fit in with escape? Well, I kind of buried the lead here. It was 1982, the band was Journey, and it was the Escape Tour. Thank you.